Hello. All right, I am back. If you were here earlier, I look exactly like this. I might have had on a hat though. All right, so welcome back. This is the happy hour. That's what I'm gonna call it. Why? Because Kevin Stefanski got fired. Y'all already know about it, but we here to celebrate. We here to celebrate. I was over here practicing my dance. I was like thinking about the little praise dance that was done at the draft with Shedeur when he finally got his name called, and the little dog was dancing around, and I was like, what could my little dance be, right? Because we definitely celebrate. Yes, it is wonderful. The Browns fans can breathe breath of fresh air, a sigh of relief, hope for the future. Hope for the future that since they put together a good young rookie core, since they already had the number two defense, that they could just plug in a few more pieces. And everybody knows where those pieces are on the O line, right? On the O line. And for sure, something has to happen with the wide receiver room. Now, people like Isaiah Bond, they think he was a good pickup. Remember, he was a undrafted free agent. He wasn't even drafted. I think Kevin Stefanski said, not Kevin Stefanski, Lord bless me. They said Andrew Berry said they got 10 draft picks and they have 2 first round picks, right? So they have a lot of room to actually acquire talent, right? But the talent that they generally get doesn't come in the first round or the second round. So I don't know what they're gonna do with those 10 draft picks. And they need an O line, but I don't have a feeling they're not gonna use 10 draft picks on the O line. In fact, Andrew Berry acquired and signed Cornelius Lucas after the draft, right? He was a trade after the draft, so he didn't have anything to do with that. And Stefanski didn't even play the man. So that was $5 million paid to just sit on the bench and try to suppress Shedeur Sanders and destroy his career. So, people are happy. They say they feel like Shedeur is happy, but he couldn't let on too much. But I found this video clip and we talked about it, and let's go back to it. Because why? Let's go back to it because we wanted to know, what was Andrew Berry saying to Shedeur Sanders in this moment? Can y'all figure it out now? I said Andrew Berry told Shedeur, hang on, I'm going to get you out of here. That's what I thought he said. And why did I think he said that? And let me know in the comments what you thought he said. I thought he said, hang on, let me get you out of here, because he just had a good game. And honestly, I knew Stefanski was doing the owner's bidding. I knew it, and a lot of people knew it. They still happy Stefanski got fired because they know they can't fire the owner, but they can get together and press for change, and it could happen, right? But I also knew what else. I knew the owner's plan was to keep rebuilding with Shedeur there. Because why? The owner let us know with his own words that he did not value Shedeur. And I knew if the owner valued Shedeur Sanders, he would have held Kevin Stefanski accountable and fired him after Callahan for a poor record and before Daboll, who defamed Shedeur, right? So there was ample opportunity for the owner to act. So when I saw this clip, I think this was the Vegas game where Shedeur balled out, and I said, hang on, I'm gonna get you out of here. And to some extent, I still think that that's what he said. Why is that? Because Andrew Berry was talking today, and I know he and Shedeur have had conversations, whether we knew about it or not. Andrew Berry said today they were not committal to Shedeur. They said the quarterback role hasn't been solidified yet, that Shedeur is still a work in progress. Now, I took issue with that. Because that's Andrew Berry covering his own butt. Because when Shedeur was drafted, Andrew Berry said they didn't draft Shedeur earlier because his value was it wasn't worth the money. That's what he was saying. In long form, to say that your skill set is retro style and his value outpaced the first round, he thought his value wasn't sufficient for the first round. So I feel like Andrew Berry is non-committal to Shedeur because the owner is non-committal to Shedeur. And it is highly possible that Andrew Berry set Shedeur down and talked to him and said, look, man, I'm sorry about everything that happened in the draft, but the owner, it's his team, and he wants to get somebody, the Manning kid. So listen, you're not going to be our long option. And he's not. He's not their long-term option. He's not their franchise option. They're refusing to commit to him. So what we're going to do is trade you in the draft. The worst thing that could happen in this scenario is that Shedeur is still on that roster and they force him to compete again. And he win again. And the new coach dismisses his skill set again. That's just triggering the trauma he already sustained. So, from what I can tell from listening to the owner, from listening to Andrew Berry's he's not committal. He's not committed to Shedeur. Why? If you listen to Haslam said, I won't get into specifics, but we have a lot of work to do on offense. He refuses to commit to the quarterback. He already told you how he felt. That wasn't my pick. He wants the Manning kid. Just like Stefanski wanted Dylan Gabriel, who wasn't a long-term QB1 solution. The owner doesn't want Shedeur to be the long-term QB1 solution. But we had to draft you, so we did that much. But we don't have to keep you and make you our long-term solution. Shedeur's skill set is irrelevant to Haslam because he's not the Manning kid. And that's between Haslam and his fan base if that Manning kid turns out to be a Pop-Tart that doesn't pop. And we just gonna all be cheering for Shedeur on another team. I have absolutely no problem with Shedeur Sanders being traded. In fact, I think that's what needs to happen. Why? Because you cannot heal where you were harmed. The memories will be there when he come back. Sure, Stefanski's gone, but Jerry Judy's there. Joel Bitonio's there. Jack Conklin's there. Cam Robinson's still there. KT Levinson is still there. Blake Whiteheart is still there. Brendan Bates is still there. And I don't know what side Isaiah Bond's bread is buttered on. Shedeur said he was surprised when Krishan Junkins came over to his house. I was like, wow. I'm shocked that he's surprised. I thought they was cool. It's been too much damage there, and the people outside of Stefanski will still be there. So if Andrew Berry set Shedeur down and told him that we likely going to trade you for a veteran, then that's what it needs to be. And that explains why the owner is still non-committal, because he still wants the Manning kid. That's what it proves. No matter how well Shedeur did, it didn't matter. He wasn't Dylan, and he's not the Manning kid. He's also not white. And we need to be honest about that. If the Manning kid was black, would they be hot on his trail like that? No. It's because he's white. And that's what they want to do. Now, that's between them and somebody's law firm. But Shedeur doesn't need to endure any more harm or disparagement because Haslam wants a white quarterback or the Manning kid who's a white quarterback. And he doesn't give a damn about how talented Shedeur is. So, as you can see, what's on the screen is the chart that was available from the summer after they went through all of those training camps and practices. And Shedeur won, 70% accurate. But people wanted to overlook this like it didn't happen. Nobody wanted to hold the Browns accountable for holding a fraudulent contest that Shedeur won, and they act like it didn't matter. This is why Stefanski got fired. Because way back here, I can walk into a court of law and say, I'm Shedeur Sanders. I proved to be the best guy then. They discriminated against me. They told me I had to compete for the job. Even though I was better than this guy, I was forced to compete. And when I competed and I won, they still kept it from me and gave it to that guy that wasn't better than me. And if you look at their track record of black quarterbacks and how they get dehumanized and devalued, see, people want to say Stefanski didn't get along with Baker Mayfield. Cool. Because he didn't dehumanize Baker Mayfield, but he dehumanized Shedeur Sanders. And he failed to establish chemistry with Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders, who are two different styles of quarterbacks. And Haslam did not hold Stefanski accountable for trying to break down a pocket passer or a dual threat into a check down king, which is malpractice. Nobody comes to the NFL to be broken down if you're a first-round pick or a $230 million quarterback. You paid Deshaun for his skill set as he was, and Haslam allowed Stefanski to try to break Shedeur down and break Deshaun down. Shedeur was recruited, scouted as a first-round pick by the Browns, number 2 overall. They can't move off of that. They can't move off of knowing who he is. And he proved who he was, and it still didn't matter. And Andrew Berry was over there the whole time. And that will come back to bite him unless he can make all of this right. And one way to do that is to be transparent with Shedeur and get him to safety. Because with Jerry Jeudy and everybody else that was over there setting him up at the whim and the behest of the head coach, allegedly, it's time for him, Shedeur, to move on because they all going to still be over there. Tell me I'm wrong. So nobody can blame Shedeur, and I haven't heard anybody blame Shedeur. I don't know what they saying at their house in the corner, but I don't damn sure want to hear nobody blame Shedeur Sanders for Kevin Stefanski only having 2 winning seasons out of 6. That's why he was fired. You can't even justify keeping a sub 500 coach. And you surely can't justify harming the black quarterbacks and trying to ruin their careers because you don't believe they are worthy because of race norming. Do we want to go back down that road and have a very public conversation about a $1 billion lawsuit that, although it was public, people didn't know that the NFL alleged that black people are dumber than white people if they work for the NFL. You see how that go? If they play football for the NFL and you black, you dumber than your white counterparts. That explain why there's 0 offensive coordinators. This is not a road we want to go back down, is it? That explains why Todd Bowles is explaining why he deserves to keep his job and he's black and he's on the hot seat. Does that explain why Raheem Morris and his general manager got fired? Why isn't Harbaugh in the conversation to be fired? How many playoff contention games can he ruin? How many times can he let down the quarterback after the quarterback has done everything they're asked, including stay in the pocket, which is trying to limit his athleticism, which is why you hired him. But I guess the Ravens want to say, well, we didn't really hire him. Isaac Newsom did. I don't see you trading it. So do the Browns think they're going to do to Shedeur what Baltimore is doing to Lamar? We just going to keep you over here and let you go out here and work your little pretty heart out, and we're going to fail you every single time? We'll even go out here and spend a king's ransom to get you some people to throw to. But when it's time for you to throw the ball, they're not going to be nowhere around. It's going to be the Blake Whiteharts or the Brendan Bates or the Jerry Judys. This playbook is old and got dust on it. And all they're going to start doing is connecting the dots. So Stefanski was fired because the fans are sick and tired of losing. And he should have known he would be fired and held accountable by the fans, but they somehow believe that they can control the fans. I don't know why Haslam thought his fans would be okay with losing and losing and losing because Kevin Stefanski is white and because the quarterbacks are black. I don't know why they thought that. Total disregard for the black fan base in Cleveland, isn't it? The black fan base that I see out there in droves at the Cleveland games, buying the merch, and at the tailgates. Also on social media, standing up for this ball club that fails black fans. Stefanski was fired because he didn't do a job that he was hired to do as a head coach. He got distracted by some extracurricular activities that don't have shit to do with football and everything to do with racial politics. That's not why you were hired. And if you took a job knowing you was going to be a hitchman and destroy some black quarterbacks' careers, well, that's on you. And any other organization that hired you, the Giants, the Titans, and the Falcons, are exposing themselves to legal liability that the Browns are trying to run from. Understand that. It's rumored that Kevin Stefanski is supposedly interviewing with the Tennessee Titans, the New York Giants, and the Atlanta Falcons as someone standing in the 404. You don't want that smoke because the quarterback is black. QB1 is black in Atlanta. QB1 in Tennessee that they have invested in is also black. So if Kevin Stefanski failed to build chemistry with Deshaun Watson, who's black, and Shedeur Sanders, who's black, why would he even be considered for a job where the quarterback, QB1, is black? Atlanta and Tennessee. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. Jackson Dart said, we'd love to have him. Good. Apparently, Joe Schoen is going to keep his job. The GM of the Giants has been told he's going to keep his job. Now, how does he keep his job after this?
It's the connection to Ole Miss University and the failed plot to embarrass Shedeur Sanders on draft day. As you can see, the caller here who's looking at a script and waiting for Shedeur to answer the call is wearing an Ole Miss sweatshirt. Now, fans are asking, is there a connection to Jackson Dart and the New York Giants? As you know, the New York Giants are the only franchise to issue defamatory and negative statements against Shedeur Sanders. So, did the New York Giants intentionally defame Shedeur Sanders to justify drafting a lesser talented QB and Jackson Dart, who went to Ole Miss? Questions that need answers.
Hey, is this Shedeur? This is Mickey Loomis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints.
So we got 3 franchises embroiled in this scandal designed to humiliate Shedeur with proprietary information. One, the New Orleans Saints, Mickey Loomis, who was already implicated in Bountygate, where they paid to hurt other quarterbacks and other players in the NFL, in particular Cam Newton and Frank Gore, who are also black. We have the New York Giants. The Ole Miss connection runs from the New York Giants to Ole Miss at the quarterback position because of the Mannings. Jackson Dart went to the Manning Passing Academy. Are they going to be as instrumental in getting Trinidad Chambliss drafted in the first round because he's better than Jackson Dart? Or is that reserved for white alum and friends of the Mannings? Because why would the Giants pretend that they were interested in Shedeur and they thought the way to move off of and pivot from Shedeur to Dart was to lie on Shedeur, to defame Shedeur, to set up a plot to humiliate Shedeur with his phone number that was handed out by the NFL itself with proprietary information from the Saints and given to someone associated to the New York Giants organization. But today, Joe Schoen gets to keep his damn job. And this is supposedly his daughter's ex-boyfriend or current boyfriend who attends Ole Miss like his daughter and Jackson Dart. But Raheem Morris and his GM are fired. Chris Grier is fired. Todd Bowles is on the hot seat. Before yesterday, Mike Tomlin was on the hot seat. It's funny how all the black people on the hot seat and the black quarterbacks get abused and humiliated and devalued. But Kevin Stefanski gets coddled in 3 interviews already. So yeah, let him go to New York and put him with the rest of the people over there who gonna be on the hot seat when the truth comes about who made this goddamn phone call. It makes a lot of sense to send Stefanski to New York, where the quarterback QB1 is not black, where Joe Schoen was also implicated as the GM, holding back not just Saquon Barkley, but the famous Shedeur Sanders. So yeah, they fired that ball, but they got some more people to fire over there. So they decided to ask Jameis Winston what the hell he thought, like they give a damn what the hell he think. Oh, I like Kevin Stefanski. Of course he does. He want to keep his goddamn job. So yeah, hire him based on the strength of that. And then you're going to blow up the whole damn organization and all of y'all going to be gone. And they're going to have some new ownership too. Because we still don't know who this is that they lied about in this goddamn video. This was not no random kid. This was somebody associated with the New York Giants front office. And the answer still needs to be given on up. So I don't give a damn if he go to New York. if they want to take on that liability, they already in trouble. Do it. But Atlanta and Tennessee, you don't want that smoke. You don't want that smoke from the Atlanta fan base behind Michael Penix Jr., and you don't want that goddamn smoke with Cam Ward. I dare you to do it. Stefanski ain't built for that. He just thought he had ample support in Cleveland, and Cleveland ain't Atlanta. And neither is Nashville, Tennessee. So good luck to whoever takes on that liability. All right, so we were talking about what's next for Shedeur Sanders, and y'all heard Shedeur Sanders say he was going to go and visit Shiloh. So I have a clip of Shiloh that I never shared, so this is the perfect time to share it to see what it is we might be getting ready to get. I'm hoping they blow up Twitch, YouTube, and stream. I'm hoping they give us a 12 hours of streaming because Shedeur will be headed on to Miami, to visit Shedeur. But Shedeur, before you go to Miami, make sure you clean out your post office box. Barnes & Noble sent me a notification that my Christmas gift to you, the book entitled How to Deal with Difficult People in Your Life, including your bosses, has arrived. Go check it out before you go to Miami. Clean out that post office box. My gift is there. Merry Christmas. Take the time to skim through the chapters and read it. Thank me later. Merry Christmas, Shedeur Sanders. All right, so this is the video that I put together. I never shared. So let's see what we in for when Shedeur gets to Miami. I can't wait because it's going to be a lot of content for us to watch after he gets some rest. Probably going to sleep on the plane.
1.3 million on that video, but like on the page, it's like 250 subscribers. And like at the beginning of the year, bro, I had like not that many. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in for sure.
What's some new videos they can expect from you?
New videos?
Yeah.
I don't be planning it, bro. It's like I just want to film my life and just whatever I be doing, bro.
That's it right there. I was like, okay, I'm sharing this video. So it just gonna be filming their life. I know that's what we gonna get. And I think that that's wonderful, right? We ready to see the band get back together. I don't know if Bucky gonna head down there or not. But we know that Shedeur hired Studsville. That's clearly still his videographer, which is awesome because they went to Jackson State together. And of course, Shiloh with the Jackson State. So they probably all know each other. So I think we're gonna be in for a treat for some real live streaming from the Sanders brothers and some of their family. I'm sure the mom will come down there because Shiloh already said when he was showing off the kitchen, he said his mom, you can come down here and cook if you want to. And I remember when he was looking at places to live before he secured this spot, he said he wanted to have a room for Shedeur. So he knew Shedeur was coming after the season. I never even thought about it like that, but he knew Shedeur was coming after the season.
Just funny stuff just be happening. So just like that, nothing planned.
When can they expect to see you on the big screen next? As in like commercials, TV,
Another
shows?
acting role?
Yeah, another acting role.
I mean, those are pretty random, but you know, when I get settled in here, I'll probably do some classes and stuff, and definitely, I definitely want to get like 2 to 3 major platform roles in 2026. But honestly, bro, I like doing YouTube and brand deals and streaming. Like that's fun, you know.
I don't blame him because when you think about the rigorous physical activity of football and you think about his contract, and it's not a surprise they over there asking Ty Bowles about why he should keep his job, which is insane to me. I mean, honestly, would you rather have the contract he had or be Shiloh, have the Sanders name, have the Sanders reputation, have the personality and your freedom to film at will? I mean, fans love the Sanders family. I mean, they do, right? If people still showing that TV show from back in the day, right? They still love Miss Tracy from that show, right? So I like Shiloh. Now, I know he wants to go back, and I do believe that there are people who feel like Shedeur will get to a place where he's treated fairly like a QB1 and has the perks of a QB1, meaning he can bring in his own receivers. He can bring in maybe, Shiloh, because that's what they do, right? That's what they do. It's not a coincidence the Hayward brothers are both playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, that their dad, I think they said, played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Iron Haywood or something like that, Ironwood or something like that. It's not a coincidence. The league respects DNA, but it seemed to be shunning black DNA this year. And Shiloh got caught up in that, right? And also because he's a Sanders, and their name carries weight, it carries influence, it carries attention, and it's bigger than the NFL. And that's what the NFL doesn't want. They like the randoms, unless you're the Hayward brothers, but we don't see them on no TV commercials. We know who they are in the games. Outside of that, that's it. We know who Shiloh is in the game setting. We know who Shiloh is at home. We know who Shiloh is everywhere. Shiloh walked into a gas station in Dallas, and he lived in Canton, which is probably an hour away. And one of the ladies had her sons with her, and he was like a teen. He recognized Shiloh. He's like, oh my God, that's Shiloh Sanders. That's what I'm talking about. I'd rather have that and not CTE. Facts. So, we'll see what happens, but I like to hear Shiloh say he's fine with, where he is and what's going on. He's not clamoring to get back there. And I wish a lot of these guys would get to that point. If you get cut, okay, I'm going to pivot to my plan B. You can't ever think, you can never not have a plan B in the NFL when it stands for not for long, and 3 years is the max. If you get past that, yay, but you need a plan B. Whatever you was going to do in 3 years, you should be doing that right now. And Shiloh was doing what he would be doing in 3 years. The lane just came to him earlier. And the rest of these guys need to get that way as well and go start their own endeavors. Shout out to Shiloh. All right, so let's finish this. Hear what he got to say.
But like in the future, I definitely want to build that up, like the acting and the music, the modeling, all that. Oh, and I gotta find a good gym to work out here. So whoever has good gyms and stuff, let me know.
Is Bradley Martin's gym in Florida?
Nah, he's in LA, I think.
Yeah, you already pulled up on him, or Shedeur pulled up on him?
Shedeur pulled up on him.
Okay, he's in LA.
But nah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, we might get a call week by week, so shoot, I gotta stay in shape.
No cap.
I'm gonna do this like really fast.
All right, so he's still working out so he can stay in shape. This is Shiloh getting ready to move his furniture around because the movers are there in his new place in Miami.
All right, let's try to center it real quick just so I can see it, because this is like the biggest, most important thing. Because real talk, I was thinking about having it like this. And then
That's the way it was supposed to be, but there's this here.
But then you can have 2 TVs, though. Who has 2 TVs?
Not everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
You got multiple TVs now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you be like, yeah, I got 2 TVs. All right, just try moving it to over.
So does he have 2 TVs in his room and none in the other room where Shedeur gonna sleep? Or does he have 2 TVs in there too? I mean, I guess when you reach, you can do it like that.
Here a little bit.
1, 2, 3.
All right. And then I want to like even up these nice and,
It's right under the window, center, right?
or maybe like it could both be offset at the same thing. And then like over here, I could have like a little chill area. Like,
Yeah.
all right, now can we try it the other way?
So he paid them to put the furniture one way, and now he want to try it the other way.
YouTube, Shedeur, football games. You know what I'm saying?
Every best of both worlds.
That's what I'm saying. You got 2 TVs at the same time.
It's up to you.
I don't know.
You
What,
know who's gonna be sleeping.
all right, let's do a vote. What do you think?
I think the other way too as well. I mean, at first this one did look.
I mean, it looked good like that to me. I mean, you can see the TV directly. Let me know what y'all think if you want to let me know what you think about that. All right, if you're just not joining us, it's by Kevin. And remember this video from the Vegas game before I head over to the comments. This video from the Vegas game, we were all trying to guess what it is that Andrew Berry said to Shedeur. Drop in the comments what you think Andrew Berry said to Shedeur. Now that you know Kevin Stefanski has been fired. Okay, so there's some paparazzi video. That's what I call it. There's some paparazzi video of okay, that's not it. There's some paparazzi video of Kevin Stefanski leaving Berea for the absolute last time. Let me share that with y'all. I guess somebody was on side the fence in a bush taking. I was like, who the hell is out here filming this in the bushes? Check this out. It's Kevin Stefanski leaving Berea for the last time. All right, so yeah, that's what it is. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know who was out here doing this, but that's what was happening. I don't even think there's any sound. I think it's just audio. Let's see. Oh, it's a little sound. So that's him right there. somebody in the bushes across the street, because I saw a car come by. So they got a powerful lens, powerful zoom lens. And he going over to the parking lot. See, you never know who watching you. You never know who watching. That's Kevin Stefanski getting his car. I don't know what kind of car that is, but that's Kevin Stefanski getting his car. That's Range Rover right there in the front. And it's snowing. So, yep, there it is. Kevin Stefanski leaving Berea for the last time, which is good because I said what was happening to suppress Shedeur and Berea was criminal. So it was best that they moved on from him, which is probably why he already has 3 interviews. So, yep, that's Stefanski, somebody with a high-powered lens across the street was waiting on him to come out, and they got a photo. So that's that. Now, I don't know if y'all already heard, but I told y'all about Todd Bowles, right? But the head coach in Atlanta is interviewing the former head coach that was fired. He will be interviewing the Tennessee Titans job. There's 3 people already interviewing for the Tennessee Titans job. It's Raheem Morris from Atlanta. It's Killingsley or somebody, Kingsbury or somebody, Kingsbury. I don't know who that is. And it's Stefanski. So Raheem Morris, that interview is giving Rooney Rule vibes. That's what it's giving. The Rooney Rule doesn't guarantee you a job. It kind of guarantees you an interview a little bit, that they have to open it up to Black candidates. Again, it's a shame in 2026 they have to be forced to do that. But it's a lot of placating that happens. You heard a lot of Black people's names. Antonio Pierce. Now, the guys over at, I think ESPN kind of lost their minds a little bit because they seem to be upset, thinking that if Andrew Berry has a lot of say-so about the next head coach, that's a problem. They don't respect Andrew Berry, nor his Harvard degree. I don't think the owner does as well. I think Andrew Berry's job is to get the organization out of legal trouble. That's what I think. Why would people in Cleveland say our worst fear is that Andrew Berry would help choose the next head coach? They don't even want him to work there. They already probably count down the days till he fired this time next year. What happens with Andrew Berry, which is why I think he's so standoffish from being non-committal with Shedeur, because he's saying Shedeur is a work in progress. Is his plan to come back and say he's improved so much he's going to be QB1? That's what it's given. And only for $975,000 or $1 million cool dollars. Because Shedeur don't have a Lamar Jackson type contract. He don't even have a Cam Ward type contract. So the fact that they are dangling that carrot in Shedeur's face, like we don't know if you're going to be the guy. So you're going to move off of a franchise quarterback that you got for a cool $1 million this year and $975,000 in his rookie year. Hell no, you not. Especially when you waiting on the kid to come out of school. But it will be a shame, and they crazy as hell if they think the fans gonna be quiet while they run the ghost of Stefanski after firing Stefanski on Shedeur. That's something to keep your eye open for. Them bringing in Stefanski 2.0, whether he already works there as Tommy Rees or Schwartz, or trying to run back the same process with Reese, Schwartz, or a brand new coach where you got to work for it, Shedeur. No, Shedeur has already earned it. Fans are clinging to Shedeur because they're like, he is the only quarterback to have won the most games out of any other quarterback that has been there. He's already put up 393 yards. The only reason they wouldn't want him to be the quarterback is because if he put up 393 yards 18 weeks in a row, and they want to get the Manning kid next, what the hell they gonna do then? Because he ain't like that. They ain't that kind of propping up in the world. You can prop up a check down key, but you can't prop up 393 yards 18 weeks in a row. Shedeur already has, I think, 1,200 yards for the 7 games he started. It's 18 games in the season. Multiply that times 2. And then multiply it again. 14 games, and you still got 4 games left. So you take half. That's 600. So if you want to say 1,200 and 6, that's what you're looking at with Shedeur's output. Look at Cam. Cam threw for over 3,100 yards, and these people still couldn't find a way to win. Shedeur could do the same thing. And so can Trinidad Shambless, so can Dante Moore. But a check down king would never. Mendoza is a check down king. And that's what they want. So that's why they don't want Shedeur. Whether it's Mendoza coming out or it's the Manny kid in 2027, which I know that that's what it is. They not like that. So I have to suppress Shedeur so he don't upstage somebody that's still in college. That's what it is, guys. And Haslam need to be made to pay for that. Trying to ruin Shedeur's career on a wing and a prayer and a hope just because I want the Manny kid and to ride his last name into the stadium. They better hope that Pop-Tart pop. So I still say trade Shedeur. Yeah, man, those are not it. They want you to think he it because he a check down king, and that's what they want to dumb Cam Ward down to. Good luck with that shit because he ain't doing that. That's why he got 3,000 yards right now, and they over there complaining, talking about, yeah, we know he's Superman, but we want him to be Clark Kent. Then go get another damn job. The tube is out the toothpaste. We are not going back to checking down. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I've ever watched that kind of football. Nobody's going to go from Lamar Jackson to Dylan Gable. Nobody's going from Shedeur Sanders to Dylan Gable. They didn't even want to do that shit in Cleveland. The moment Dylan Gable stuck his toe on that field, it was over. And you think you're going to get the whole league to revert away from the athleticism of a Shedeur and a Lamar and only let Josh Allen be that guy and all the black quarterbacks have to be Dylan? You out your damn mind. You might as well just blow it all up. Fans are not going for that. Them tickets cost way too much for that. Them tickets need to be free if all the quarterbacks got to be a check down. Because you taking something off the plate. You're not enhancing the product. You're restricting the product. And people don't want to pay $600 to see no check down. And they're going to tell you about it. Fans in Cleveland didn't like when Stefanski did it to Shedeur. They were like, what the hell is this? So because you couldn't run the Wildcat, your little raggedy Wildcats, now you want to make Shedeur a check down king. Get the hell out of here. All right, so that was Stefanski leaving Berea. I think I had one more thing. I want to show y'all this Todd Bowles. It says Bucks coach Todd Bowles has not yet met with the Glazier family about his future, but Joe Schoen knows he has a job. Pay attention. The criminals know they have a job, but said, I've earned the chance. I've won 3 straight division titles. So that says a lot as far as I'm concerned. Why the hell is this even a conversation? But it's not a conversation for Harbaugh. That's who need to be fired. It's crazy how if you black and you in leadership in this league, you got to prove yourself like Shedeur did. See, people thought it was just Shedeur. They coming after everybody. Black leadership, period. GM, there's no offensive coordinator. They can check that box off. Head coach. And now it seems to be the head coach's terms and the black GMs. Only black GMs have been let go. Tony Fontenot and Chris Grier, and none of them defamed Shedeur Sanders and was part of the organization that defamed Shedeur Sanders, and none of them had daughters whose boyfriends got proprietary information and was given Shedeur Sanders' phone number and told to pretend to be the GM in New Orleans. No, nobody else. But Joe Schoen, and he was told his job is safe because they think they did enough because they fired Daboll, and supposedly they asking everybody over there, Jameis Winston and Dart, what they think about Stefanski. I said, oh, you want to put them all together. Oh, okay, well, you do that then. You do that because what happened in the draft, that ain't over with. That is not over with. You want to put Stefanski over there and people start connecting the dots and talking about it was premeditated and Stefanski knew what he was going to do to Shedeur because they knew they was going to get Shedeur, then do that at your risk then because that's what's going to happen. You're going to send Stefanski over to New York. You don't hold accountable to GM, whose organization defamed Shedeur. And the prank caller is associated with Joe Schoen's family. Oh, okay, you do that then. I guess this is where the truth gonna come out next. Now that Stefanski call gone, so the cloud of exposure just gonna follow him to New York. So be it. So be it. All right, so this is Todd Bowles. You know, I told y'all they was gonna come for his job. If you're a black head coach, whether you Mike Tomlin or Todd Bowles or what's the guy's name at the Texans? D'Amico Ryans. Aaron Glenn. Yep. You on the hot seat. And you ain't even lose nothing.
All I can do is coach and be myself. You know, I've earned the chance. I won 3 straight division titles, so that says a lot as far as I'm concerned. But I don't really have a message for fans other than true fans are true fans, and we're gonna try to do our best to go out there and win for them. You know, they're gonna feel how they feel, but that's not the coach's problem. The coach's problem is to make the team better. That's all I'm looking forward to.
You understand their frustrations about this past season?
I understand their frustrations, and I understand our own frustrations as well. It's well warranted, and it's well warranted within the building as well.
What about the Baltimore Ravens fans' frustrations? Why are they worried about the Tampa Bay fans' frustrations when the head coach is black? But they're not worried about Baltimore Ravens fan. Why they not worried about their frustrations? Why is it I don't hear anything about Harbaugh being fired? Harbaugh on the hot seat. It's Raheem Morris, Todd Bowles. 2 black GMs, 2 black head coaches. The only other jobs that are open are Tennessee, outside of Cleveland, or Tennessee and Atlanta. And New York, because that ball got fired, but you know, that should have been happening. You see what I mean? All right, I'm headed over to see what y'all thinking about all of this. Since we know that for Shedeur, he's going to be in Miami, and Shiloh got his place together. And Shiloh said he likes doing the YouTube content, and he don't really schedule any content. He just film his life. So I'm thinking that we're going to see the brothers together, and we're going to, you know, be treated to some good content from them. That's just random everyday life, and we'll love it. We'll absolutely love it. I can't wait, because Shiloh, I think he's close to, is he 300,000 yet subs? This is going to get him probably to about a cool 500,000. So let me see what y'all are saying. So yeah, it's still by Stefanski. It's absolutely by Stefanski. I think I said by Kevin. That's what it was. Hold on one second. I want to make sure this is no timer on here. All right, so we just want to make sure it says by Kevin on the screen. So I'll be looking at the contents because that's what we're talking about. If you're just not joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so who's in here? 170 or 90 of us hit the like button for me, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. And yes, I'm losing my voice from being live yesterday. It said I wrote a message, deleted it due to a typo word, and couldn't edit it. Okay, what were you saying, Queen? Welcome back, welcome back. I put a link in the chat. If y'all saw a link in the chat, that was from me to some content that was posted on X that I probably didn't share here. If you have X, you can check it out. If you don't get X, follow me on X. Shout out to all the people I'm getting love from on X. I guess people recognize all my hard work on Fire Stefanski. So they've given me my flowers and I appreciate it. It said the illest show on the planet. Thank you. Hey, Tamika. Hey, everybody. I hope everyone is having a great day. The most informative show. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lady T. How you doing? It said we awoke over here all day. All day. Hey, Nikki SoFit. Welcome back. I saw you on X. Thank you, ma'am. The happy dance. Absolutely. That's the perfect one. Hit the like button. Yes. Bye, Judy. Yeah. Now, that's going to be interesting to see what happens with Jerry Jeudy because he is owed $41 million. Kevin Stefanski said they have a lot of cap space. I mean, not Kevin. I keep saying that. It's Andrew Barry. Maybe Andrew Barry is getting fired. Andrew Barry said they have a lot of cap space. That's how he said it. So I don't know what they're going to do with Jerry Jeudy. It's obvious that Jerry Jeudy in practice and the last game and all the other games that preceded that he was intentionally dropping passes. So it'll be interesting to see what happens
with him. It said get rid of 68 Judy and get some moving pieces on the O-line. I agree. Get rid of 72 also. Get Tate, Cornell Tate from Ohio State. All right, let's talk about that. All right, Cornell Tate is the number one first round wide receiver, kind of like Ted McMillan was, and Jimmy Horn Jr. should have been. Again, if Shedeur was respected by the owner, if the owner valued Shedeur as a long-term prospect, just like Cam brought in Restrepo, Shedeur could bring in one of his wide receivers. And I still say Jimmy Horn Jr. should come to Cleveland if Shedeur is going to be there, because Stefanski already been fired. So we don't have to say, no, because Stefanski's gone. Now, the 2.0 might come through the door, but that doesn't change the opinion that I think that would be a good duo to replace Jerry Jeudy with Jimmy Horn Jr. And again, Jimmy's contract is easy to absorb, just like Shedeur. Understand, they could have had all three. They could have had Travis, they could have had Shedeur, and they could have had Jimmy. You heard him say they still got 10 draft picks. They got 2 first round. The last time they drafted a wide receiver first round was 2016. If I don't value black quarterbacks, it is highly likely the reason why I haven't drafted a wide receiver since 2016 in the first round. Should it be Cornell Tate? Sure. But what am I going to do with Jerry Jeudy's $41 million guaranteed? $58 million in total with incentives. What am I going to do with that? And that's why I say it might be best for Shedeur to leave. I know people like, no, we want to keep him. I'm like, yeah, but what you going to do with Jerry Jeudy? He was a major part of that corruption. And that's the only way to describe it. Because it was intentional and it was designed to harm. It was essentially fixing and rigging games. Hell, if he knew people, they probably knew what he had going on and could bet and make money off of it. Not saying that's what happened. I said the same thing about Stefanski's people. I said that about anybody that works for the Browns that knew what was transpiring. Oh, we're not trying to win this week. Oh, we're not trying to win this year. Yeah, you can capitalize off of that if you know them. That's insider information. It said we need to start talking about how you need to be all in or trade him. He's not part of the program. He's the program. I agree. And I think that conversation will be had. I think a lot of people will begin to echo that sentiment as we get closer to the draft. And let me tell you why I say closer. Don't be surprised if the minions in Cleveland start talking about the Manning kid to try to offend Shedeur and make him feel like he's not the guy. Don't be surprised. You notice they're not talking about Mendoza no more because they have the number 5 pick. They could trade up. They could trade up and get the Mendoza kid. Why do they never think about that? It happens in every draft. They can trade up. They know they don't want that kid. Mendoza, they don't want him. I'd be shocked if they got him because they're going to have to move off of him unless they're willing to abandon the effort for the Manning kid. And if you listen to Haslam's press conference, we have a lot of changes to make, including on offense. He don't want the quarterback he have. They didn't try to get the number 2 or number 1 pick. They had the number 2 pick last year and traded it. So to avoid doing that a second year in a row and pissing people off, they have the number 5 pick. They lost that game or they won that game. So they weren't in the top. They knew what they were doing. And they were also filling people out to see if they were going to be able to keep Stefanski. People say Stefanski left blaming and deflecting. And the crazy part is people are pointing out that CAA agency, all of the people that belong to that agency, like Mina Kimes and some other people, they're all of the people on social media sticking up for Stefanski. So it's like this agency sent out an email. We need all of y'all's voices to campaign for Stefanski. But surprisingly, Rex Ryan said it was disgraceful that Stefanski was given 2 Coaching of the Year awards. It's a shame that he was considered in the upper echelon of coaches. Andrew Berry, he said nobody else nobody else was interviewing him. Even Pat Schumer tried to get Kevin Stefanski a head coach job in New York, and they said no. The Browns said no in 2019, but they said yes in 2020. Maybe the Giants will now say yes. It gives the impression somebody owe him money, and his contract got to go somewhere, like one of the players. That's what it's giving. Because you out of your damn mind if you hire him, because if that don't work out, your fan base going to chew you up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Unless the Browns trying to just offload him and not tell nobody that that's what their plan is. So yeah, I think that conversation will start taking place as we get closer to the draft, and they will use it to weaponize. They will weaponize that commentary about the Manning kid and anybody else against Shedeur. So the conversation will be had. It will be had. Don't worry about it. It will be had. They should get Shiloh, draft 2 wide receivers and an O lineman, and defense trade Judy for Justin Jefferson. Ooh, I like that. That's what y'all think about that. I like that. Is that even doable? What does Justin Jefferson contract look like? I thought he had one of the most expensive contracts for a wide receiver. Let's see. I like that. I really like that. Justin Jefferson contract. 4-year, $140 million. Ooh, he got that at 24 last year. So he guaranteed $88 million. That ain't gonna happen. Nah. If he was white, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. They're not gonna happen. That's a Myles Garrett type contract right there. They're not gonna do that on offense. I'd be shocked if they do. If anything, Andrew Berry gonna do what he did last year. Think about it. They got Harold Fanny Jr. out the 3rd round, Quashawn Junkins out the 2nd, Dylan Sampson. It wasn't the 1st or the 2nd. It might have been the 2nd or 3rd. That was 2 running backs. Harold Fanny Jr. tight end. You see where they got Shedeur. You see where they got Dylan. Somebody's trade capital. I don't hear nobody talking about Dylan. Now, when Haslam say we have to make a lot of changes on offense, you got to do something with Dylan. And somebody said it's not good for Shedeur because if they get a new coach, the new coach going to probably want their own quarterback. I'm like, well, you got 2 already over there. 3 with Deshaun, so I don't know. Another person they keep trying to bring up, is Deshaun going to be the starter? Anything to try to spook Shedeur. You ain't spooking Shedeur. Shedeur going to the other team is not a threat. And leaving him on the bench at QB2 ain't going to work. So I ain't even worried about that. So you can't spook Shedeur with that kind of commentary meant to make you feel uncomfortable. That's a joke. Shedeur is the QB1. If they don't want it, cool. There's teams out there that need a QB1. One of them is in Miami. Hell, they can send Quinn Ewers over to. They sure can. They can send Shedeur to Miami and Quinn Ewers over to Cleveland. Tell me I'm wrong. They got the same contracts. Shedeur can go to Dallas because Joe Milton got the same contract as Shedeur. One of the things that Shedeur have in this contract is easier to move him around. And that may have been something that they considered before they decided to premeditate and devalue him. If we get him as an undrafted free agent, it'll be easy to move him around year to year, because that's what the plan was. Because that's what they did to Geno Smith. And the NFL compared Shedeur's NFL comp as Geno Smith. I said, that must be a damn joke. And who did Shedeur go in here and defeat? Geno Smith. Geno Smith. They know what they're doing. It said Karma came back to get Stefanski with his biased self. Yep, Dylan been hiding. He's somewhere. Where's his girlfriend at? That's what I want to know. Where is she? Because she sure had a lot to say. Everybody want Dylan to play. Well, thank you for telling us they was over there plotting on Shedeur. We appreciate you. Appreciate you, champ. Now, where's she at now? I don't even know how he gonna have a job. I guess he could go somewhere and be somebody's 4 or 3 on the practice squad. That's where he's gonna end up. I don't know if his contract is guaranteed. Wouldn't surprise me if Kevin Stefanski made sure his contract was fully guaranteed. Good evening, Anthony. It said, I feel that QB1 is Shedeur and just don't want to say it. That's possible. And why would I do something like that? Why would I know I'm not trading Shedeur? He's already improved his draft stock. Before he even played, somebody wanted a second round. They wanted a second round pick for him. You can't go backwards. He is a QB1. It's possible they don't want to say it. That's that carrot that they dangling that I was talking about. And that is more tomfoolery. And we didn't had enough. And the owner is definitely not keen on committing to Shedeur. And I don't think it's for $1 million salary that he's willing to act like that. There's a reason why they want him to feel like he's not the guy. They don't want to celebrate him. And at a time when they are firing, excuse me, at a time where only black GMs have been fired, at a time where black head coaches are the only people that teams have plans for, Todd Bowles. They already was talking about Aaron Glenn. And I'm like, shut up, that man just got that job. But next year they'll be back. Raheem Morris. Wait till they start talking about the Texas head coach. The only people that's being moved around are black. I don't know who Kingsbury is. I don't know if he have a job now. Is he somebody's defensive coordinator and they get ready to elevate him, or he's an OC somewhere? They talked about the defensive coordinator from the Denver Broncos, but it's funny. After Stefanski got fired, I ain't hear his name no more. One thing Andrew Berry did say is there are a lot of coaches out there, which means internally he ain't looking at them either. I don't think it should be Schwartz because Schwartz was hired by Stefanski. I don't think it should be Tommy Rees because he showed us who the hell he is. Schwartz suppressed the defense when Shedeur was playing, and Tommy Rees said he loved Jerry Jeudy and kept putting him out there, so they both need to go. Now, I know Andrew Berry is strategic in his communication, but I still don't like the fact that he's making it seem like Shedeur wasn't good from the beginning and he's getting better and he's still a work in progress. I don't appreciate that because that's bullshit. Shedeur came in ready to play. And the Panthers game proved that. Every game that he played, put up 391 yards, proved that. People pointed out the games that Shedeur won and the quarterbacks that it was against. Aaron Rodgers was one, right? And they didn't even want to celebrate that Ravens game. But guess what? They're going to play next year. They're going to play next year. Those are the two quarterbacks I wanted to get the photo out from. Those are the two quarterbacks that should have talked after the game. Maybe next year. Instead, Andrew told him, don't worry, bro. I got your back. Remember, Haslam really don't value Andrew because he's black and educated. I totally agree. And I think he has a waiting to do to Barry. When Barry get the team out of bad press area, because they in some bad press. When all is well again, because it ain't well right now. People think the team is dysfunctional, and it is. And you see who got to clean that up. Andrew Berry. But Andrew Berry thought he was drafting Shedeur. Now, if Andrew Berry had drafted Shedeur at number 2 like he was planning to do, they would be in the playoffs. But then they would be no conversation because the fans ain't trying to let go of a franchise QB that got them in the playoffs for the Manning kid. So it is disgusting that Haslam could use this team to suppress black quarterbacks until the white quarterback comes that he wants to ride into the stadium. I don't like that. That's peak racism. Somebody said it on X. That's exactly what it is. And the fans are like, Shedeur's that guy. Nope, Shedeur's him. Shedeur's him. That's the conversation they never wanted to have. That's the conversation they never wanted to have. Now, what they going to do if they move off of Shedeur and the Manning kid at the last minute? You know what? I have lost passion for the game. I don't want to play no more. What the hell they going to do then? They're going to do exactly what they're doing now. Start showing Shedeur's highlights. It's been 24 hours since the last game, and the NFL already had Shedeur highlights out 24 hours ago. People like, damn, y'all owe Shedeur some money. I was looking, I was like, wait a minute. Y'all ain't put out nobody else's highlights?
They put out Shedeur Sanders highlights on the NFL channel. I was looking for other people. I'm like, well, who else? Nobody. 24 hours ago. Put all his best plays together. And that's something. I find that very interesting. Considering they gave out his phone number to 2,000 people and act like he was nothing. Treated him like he wasn't human, like he didn't have feelings. It's funny how the media arm moves differently from the front office. Don't you think that's kind of weird? Or is the media arm covering so we don't appear what? Good evening, good evening, good evening. It said, listen to what Barry said at his press conference concerning the selection of the next head coach. What did he say? Because I have a few of his things. What are you talking about in particular that he said? I listened to what he was saying. I don't remember everything he said, but I did save some of his remarks. Yeah, I blocked everybody that was crying about Stefanski because clearly I don't want to hear that. That's crazy about Todd Bowles. Let's see. Oh, that's the clip that I shared with y'all. Do y'all remember when Shedeur was on the sideline? He took the headset and was talking to Tommy Reese, and he threw that pass to Isaiah Bond. It was telling Isaiah Bond what to do. I don't know if y'all saw Kevin Stefanski. He turned around and looked at the guy standing next to Shedeur, whoever's headset it was, and smirked like, what the hell is he doing? So I didn't see how all of that came together. But the link that I put into the chat is for y'all to take a look at that. Let me show you the scene. I think I took a photo of the scene because I can't share it because it was during the game. So it's likely copyrighted. But I did get a photo to share with y'all because this is, I don't know how this transpired. Do y'all know how this came about? How Shedeur ended up with the headset? Here it is right here. This is it right here. Where is it? This right here. Remember this? Okay. So Shedeur was planning a route. He had the headset. The guy in the gray. This is his headset, I believe, because Kevin Stefanski still has his on. The snapshot is Kevin Stefanski when he turned around and smirked at the guy like, what the hell he got going on? It's like he was looking at Shedeur like, what you got going on? So I don't know. I don't know how this came about. And then Shedeur planned this. Shedeur planned this. And remember, he threw the ball to Isaiah Bond, and I don't think he looked back to get it. He didn't look to adjust to get it or anything. And I think that's when Shedeur was about to get hit. So let's talk about this. Do y'all know what happened here? Let me know. I'll leave it on the screen and you'll let me know. It said 40 and over in the chat. We welcome the 21-year-olds. The what? The 21 heads in here as well. A 21-year-old is out here. Nola, you have seen these young guys. Oh, thank you, Julia. I appreciate you. It says, I pray for an honest and fair new head coach. Amen, Tamika. Amen. It says Shedeur needs to be traded. I think that's probably the best because there's a lot of unraveling to do, right? There's just a lot of unraveling to do. Because, yes, Stefanski created and cultivated this toxic culture, but it was toxic before he got there. That's why they hired him. The problem is he has infected the locker room. And I named about 13 people on offense, and it's only 11 people on offense, including Shedeur. Think about the punter, the holder of the ball. Think about 82. Think about 86. That's 3. Isaiah Bond is a question mark. Jerry Jeudy is not. That's 4. Think about the entire O-line, whether it was the starters or the 2s or the 3s. 72, 68, 75. Conklin, Posick, Weiler, Tevin Jenkins. That's a lot of people. That's like 2 rows, the first and the second string on the O-line. That many people don't dislike Shedeur. And then you don't have nobody to throw to, and you don't have nobody to protect for you. Stefanski was trying to take Shedeur out. The same way the Titans took out Cam Ward. And then suddenly, oh, your injury is not as serious as you thought it was. Get the hell out of here. If you look at the record for the Titans, they only had 2 blowouts. It was both against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they had to take Cam out the second time for it to happen. It said 3 months ago that they were playing in Dylan's face. Yeah, they playing it. I mean, nobody is talking about Dylan. They didn't ask Dylan what he thought about Stefanski. They didn't get Dylan on the podium on the last day. Hey, Dylan, how you feeling that the head coach that brought you in is gone? Nothing. Does he still work there? I wonder, because it's crickets. That's insane to me. You asking Shedeur what he thought about it. Notice how Shedeur kept backing away from that leadership label they were trying to put on him. He said, oh, no, you know, I can only focus on myself. I can't say that. I don't even know if I would want to be. Because there's so many people that have shown that they don't respect him. And yes, they can all come up and apologize, but is it genuine? And then there's Jerry Jeudy. That's the biggest question mark right there. Because ain't no way. Shedeur is a very forgiving person, I'm sure. But forgiving and trusting is 2 different things. It said AB not committed to 12. I don't think he either is, coach. It said they're going to have another QB competition. Right. And Shedeur, that's not fair to Shedeur. See, that's ridiculousness. Get the hell on with that. Get a QB1, build around him, and keep it pushing. That's the consensus coming out of Cleveland for those that are not crying about Stefanski. And to be honest with you, the only people I see crying about Stefanski are the media. The minions in Cleveland. I don't see nobody else crying about Stefanski. Most people know that longtime Browns fans were sick and tired of losing. And it was his record. They pointed out that he only had 2 winning seasons and he had 13 quarterbacks since he been there. 13. You can't get nothing to go with nobody. You can't get shit done with 13 quarterbacks. And I don't even know if Dylan was on the 13 number, but he should be. Shedeur was counted as part of the 13. 13 quarterbacks? And now you don't want to commit to another quarterback. So you've just been rotating through quarterbacks till you get to the Manning kid. So you've been tracking him since what, the 6th grade? Not saying that that's the case. But the point is, the only thing they seem steadfast on is the Manning kid. That's the only thing they seem committed to. So maybe they have been tracking him since the 6th grade. Shit, I don't know. I know Peyton Manning started talking about his son. That's going to be the next race. Like I said, these people are unproven. And Peyton Manning didn't have no good rookie season. Everybody been sending me his stats. So why are they NFL royalty? They white. That's what I get. They not the only family with 3 or 4 people who are legacy. It's a lot of black people that their fathers and their uncles played. Their fathers played, their uncles played. Joe Burrow is also somebody in his family. Shedeur and Burrow were the only 2 active, I think, NFL quarterbacks to be legacy. 2 active NFL quarterbacks to be legacy. So why the hell are the Mannings considered NFL royalty other than the fact that they're white? I don't think they treat the Kelsey brothers like they royalty. They like them, but I don't know if nobody looks at them like they royalty. Maybe when one of them have some kids that old enough to play, we'll see. So somebody gonna have to explain that to me. I know who the hell Archman is. He been gone a long time. And the one at UT is not proven. That's why he's still there. Don't be surprised if he snake out at the last minute. Don't put nothing past it. That's all I can say. I actually like the younger Archman because he don't have a problem with black people from what I can see. Trade Shedeur. That's what I think should happen. 20 million followers and counting. Yep. It said, I also believe that Haslam was saying that Barry picked Shedeur just so he stayed invited to the NFL colluded owners outings. He knows Sanders is legendary. Let me just say this. Haslam did not pick Shedeur. He told you how it happened. There was phone call, a lot of phone calls. There was phone call and all the right people were in the room. Andrew Barry is one of the people that was in the room, as well as the other owners, unless Andrew Barry got a phone call. All the right people are the 32 owners. And Andrew Barry, we're going to need you to push Shedeur back. Somebody need to push Shedeur back on the board. Andrew Barry tells you things if you listen. Oh, he wasn't on our draft board. They took him off the board.
They were going to get him number 2, but they took him off the board. Andrew Berry told you nobody else wanted to interview Stefanski. So wait a minute. If did nobody else want him and y'all passed on him, what made you get him? The Giants didn't want him either because he ain't nobody head coach. Those 2 awards were propped up to lend him credibility. He don't have none now. And you know those awards were phonied up by the damn media that's crying about him. And they all probably work for that same damn agency. CAA or something like that. People putting them on blast. Every time somebody start crying about Stefanski, people on X go and look them up to see which agency they're represented. And they post they are represented with this agency. So this is just a big ruse for this agency's clients to be protected. That's all this is. AB is living on borrowed time. I totally agree. I think he the next one to be out. I have to push back on your take on Quishan. Him and Q have grown close. I didn't say they weren't close. I never said Shedeur and Quishan weren't close. Shedeur said Quishan came over to his house, and I felt like he said he was surprised. And I said, I'm surprised because I thought they were close. That's what I said. No, I know they're close. I got like 3 pictures of them. I have 3 pictures of Quishan and Shedeur. So I don't know what's going on over there. Q just had surgery. Shedeur was happy Q came to his house while recovering. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take that. Haslam's better know what he's doing. It said all of this investment for a new stadium and no fans. Somebody gonna have some limbs or some Metro payback. Yeah. And I agree with you. That's a long time until that stadium open. That's a lot of days. That's a lot of days to what, 2029? And heaven forbid is delayed for whatever reason. That's 2030. I'm just saying. It said Arch Manning Sr. is not going to allow his grandson to the Browns. I hate to tell you, boo. That's already a done deal. And they are involved because it seems like Rizzo is pushing for Peyton Manning, who went to Tennessee, where the Haslams are from, and got university buildings with their name on it. And Jimmy Haslam's brother was the governor of Tennessee. That's a done deal, boo. We ain't wishing. We not just, how they said, we are not speculating about this. This is a deal that they've been working on since 2024, thinking he was coming out in 2026, but it didn't go according to plan. So it's going to be 2027. So when Ramon says that Andrew Berry is on borrowed time, facts, because they're going to push him out and bring Peyton Manning in or whoever Peyton Manning's choice is. Same thing for the head coach. That's why they're saying it's the committee to help decide the next coach. I wonder who on the committee. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll find out. Why you need a committee to pick a head coach? Because you want the committee to be people that's going to be around when the Manning kid come out in 2027. They're already getting it together. I told you that's why they got Isaiah Bond. Yeah, people don't believe me. You're going to see. You're going to see. The only way he ain't going to be there is if he start catching passes from Shedeur. And that's why he catch every other one. Because guess what he got to do? He got to keep his reputation up so he can be around. Because there's no justification for keeping an undrafted free agent that can't catch. So every other pass, pay attention. Pay attention. Isaiah Bond with the UT and has chemistry with the Manning kid. And they thought they would get him a year earlier. And yes, they devalued the hell out of him too. It said the Browns culture has not changed. Right. It is still a house of horror and it will not change. And even if they get Arch, it still will be a house of horror with a pretty pony to display in a window. Well said, BJ. And that's why people like myself say, I think Shedeur might move on. I mean, we obviously going to see what guys say about that. But, you know, I kind of could see why he need to get the hell on. They don't value him. And Stefanski leaving just exposes who really was the problem. And it ain't Andrew Berry. That ain't his team. It's Haslam. And all you got to do is look at his little press conference on how he was talking. I think I have it right here on how he was talking. This is Andrew Berry right here on Shedeur. So I don't really care for this one, but I'll let y'all hear it. Because like I said, I feel like it annoyed me because I feel like he's still trying to say Shedeur is not that guy. It has to prove it. And I'm not with that bullshit. I'm not going to watch Shedeur be abused no more. That's it, bro. We said it in the draft. We was not going to be silent. And facts.
So he can get the hell on with that. Now, if he want to do something, he need to make it right and maybe trade Shedeur as a QB1. But then what the 32 owners going to say about that? Because that's ultimately who's bidding he has to do. Whatever Haslam say is what the other owner said.
I think we saw a lot of progress with Shedeur this year. I think that's immensely.
Is it just me, or is the audio really low?
But I think we saw some really good things in terms of his playmaking, his accuracy, his ability to extend his feet. And I think I'd also give him credit as well as our offensive staff for bringing him along in terms of his pocket management.
I can't even hear him, to be honest, y'all. I can't hear the man. I don't know what the hell he's saying. I can't hear him. Somebody asked, why is it we can't hear any of the Cleveland media? I don't know if that's by design or they just don't have $20 for a good microphone. I'm not really sure. I can't hear anybody when they on the podium. I think I heard Shedeur, but I didn't really hear anybody. Let's see if we have another one that's better. Here it is right here. It says Shedeur is the only quarterback in the last 2 years to have more than 2 wins on the Browns team. It said he really should have 4 wins under his belt if the coaches didn't blow the Titans game. So right here, somebody's pointing out, a true Browns fan is pointing out that Shedeur is the only quarterback they've had that had more than 2 wins. Because I think when he had 3, and he said he should have had 4, but Stefanski intentionally blew the Titans game. Why is that? Because the Titans game was an elimination game from the playoffs, much like the Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. Kind of the same thing took place. They held back somebody they didn't want to move forward. The Tennessee was not in contention. But Shedeur, after I think one of the games that he put up really good numbers, was that Chicago? One of the games he put up all those numbers. I forgot which game it was. Shedeur, I think when they beat Vegas, when the Browns beat Vegas, Shedeur put them in playoff contention. The media never talked about it. The media didn't even want to celebrate the Browns being in the hunt, just like the Baltimore Ravens was last night, with Shedeur as the quarterback, which is why the Baltimore Ravens lost last night, because Lamar is the quarterback. This is what I mean when I say Lamar Jackson has to resonate with himself. Last year, I told him he should ask the question, do the Ravens want to win with me? After this loss, the Ravens don't want to win with me. You make a statement. You don't ask the question because you now know the answer. No. And they'll let his whole career go and not let him win a damn thing. But them 2 MVPs, because they already stole the 3rd one. They would do the same thing to Shedeur. The only reason they wouldn't get away with it is about 20 million people. Understand that. That's what it is. You just got to be honest about it. So on X, people are standing up for Shedeur and like, look, this the best quarterback we had. But what happened during the season? The fans stood up. The Browns fans stood up for Shedeur by saying he the best quarterback on the roster we have. They was tired of losing with Dylan. The minions in the media thought Shedeur was going to lose the tough stretch of games in the dead of winter. But the weather has been kind. And even when it wasn't, they still played a good game. I mean, when Stefanski wasn't setting Shedeur up, but that was every single game. The arena put out a headline that said, Kevin Stefanski can't mess with Shedeur no more. It's a shame that people knew that, huh? And yet Haslam did nothing. But he wants to defend the franchise and say it's not dysfunctional. Yes, the hell it is. Dysfunctional, toxic, and corrupt. They say he's clueless. And under him, there's only been like 70 wins and 150 losses. That's what it said. I was like, geez. Since he bought the team, they've lost twice more than they've won. I guess they can't fire him though, huh? Shout out to Cameron. Thank you so much. Road to 7,000. Yep, we almost there. I don't have my phone to know where I'm at. 66, 65 or something like that. We almost to 7,000. So thank you for getting me on the road to 7,000. I appreciate it. All right. Let's see here. I'm going through the comments. Thank you, Cameron. So let's see here. Thank you for hanging out on the road to 7,000. It said, just check the parking space. What's that, Vermont? It says Stefanski doesn't deserve to coach anything in the NFL. I agree. He should be banned. Somebody said, I smell a rat. What's that? Like I said, mediocre. Uh-huh. It said Cam Ward is outspoken and not going to let Stefanski get his way. Right. Where the hell is Callahan? All right there. I was like, oh, okay. So you think you going to send Stefanski to Tennessee? And he ain't built for Atlanta at all. Because although the Atlanta fans is pissed off with Raheem Morris, the moment they figure out what's really going on, that they going to get Stefanski and keep losing as long as they have Michael Penix Jr., like the Ravens and Lamar. Watch. I'll report to you. I'll report to you. I'm going to run into some Falcons fans. I mean, I got their jerseys and stuff, but I just can't get with the, I just can't. See, you got to be able to hold these teams accountable, or you just must need somewhere to go. Because I'm not going to pay you my money and be quiet while you discriminate against Michael Penix Jr. You see, Shedeur the only quarterback out of all of these folks that didn't get hurt. Out of the little people we always talking about, Lamar got hurt. Cam. Spencer Rattler didn't get hurt. He got benched. Jada Daniels got injured. CJ Stroud still healthy. Thank you, Jesus. But he got injured last year. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Milroe never to be seen from again. Jordan Love got hurt. Even Travis got injured. And that's what was supposed to happen to Shedeur. But I think because of the awareness, I think because of the 20 million calling it out on what they trying to do. Remember the guy that did the video that had the I'm gonna share it. Remember the guy that did the little skit? Hold on one second. I still have it. The guy that did the skit about how Stefanski really be treating Shedeur. I think Haslam was embarrassed by that. You think he saw it? I think he saw it. I think he was embarrassed by it, and he should have been. And a million people watched this clip right here. A million people watched this clip.
Hey, yo, Coach, what you want us to run? Coach, what you want us to run?
Do I look like the offensive coordinator to you? Do I look like the damn offensive coordinator to you?
Glory to God.
God damn, get out my face.
Coach,
He's talking about glory to God. Was that supposed to be Shedeur?
Like the offensive coordinator to you? Do I look like the damn offensive coordinator to you?
Yes.
God damn, get out my face.
Hey, it's coming to you. It's coming to you, baby. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Come on.
Hey, hold on. You're not Superman, all right? Don't get out there trying to be him.
What you mean?
I'm saying you're not Superman. You're a human, right?
Yeah.
All right, you're a human. I'm saying you could drop a ball or two, you could catch one, but like drop a ball or two. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, so you want me to drop a ball?
No, I didn't say that shit. You mic'd up, ain't you? I didn't say that shit. I did not say that.
Oh, no.
Now, in other words, I can't tell you directly to drop the ball, but I can say don't be Superman today, and you know what I mean, right? What did they say, Cam Ward? We know you have the ability to be Superman. You go out there and get it done, but we want you to be Clark Kent. Who the hell says that out loud? The Titans. And they think they want Stefanski to come over there with Cam Ward? All right. I'll drive to Nashville to see that shit. Because Cam, I'm telling you something, that's different right there. See, Cam don't have to think about his words because his daddy is not a head coach at a team where the players got to get to the league. See, that's different, right? That's why they couldn't pin what was happening in the draft on his daddy, because he don't have that kind of stake in the game to where I can hold it over his head at leverage and make him either be silent or act a certain way or cause him irreparable harm to his program. That don't exist. That's why Cam was drafted. Milroe don't have it either, but they damn sure wasn't going to let him come out because Milroe is nothing but Lamar Jackson in the skill set, which is why they think they got him buried for 2 years. It's documented. They said that. Oh, he's buried on the depth chart for 2 years because he's Lamar Jackson. Wasn't Michael Vick Lamar Jackson before Lamar Jackson? Oh, Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick. In fact, Jalen Milroe's QB comps or Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson. And I said, who the hell? That's the only quarterback I know in modern times that is comparable to both of them. And they made sure to bury him on the depth chart for 2 years. And you think they respect Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick? Hell no. They don't even want fans to know that that's who he is. That's why he's buried on the depth chart for 2 years. That's the craziest shit I have ever heard of. Fans would pay top dollar to come watch a combination of Michael Vick and Lamar. Look at how, this is why I'm hoarse right now for watching that game and screaming because Lamar Jackson is him and you want to suppress a quarterback that is the combination of Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick. Somebody ought to sue you for cheating the fans from that kind of excitement. Yep. That's exactly who he is. And they don't want you to see him. Yep. That's just crazy there. That's the craziest thing ever. You would think these people don't have a business to run. You would think they don't want to make no more money. You would think they don't want to sell out every game. And that's what it's given. I do like that they should go get Shiloh and Justin Jefferson. I do like that. I will say that. So let's finish watching this clip. 1 million people watched this clip. And I don't know how many commented on it, but for the people, the consensus of the people that commented on this clip, they said this is exactly what's happening in Cleveland. So everybody found out what was going on and spoke up and talked about it. This is called pressure.
I said you're human.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Just go. Damn. I'm sorry anyway. You ain't finna catch it. Yeah, all right. Dylan, he not finna do that good. Don't even worry about it. 44-yard pass from Shedeur Sanders caught. Touchdown! By Fannin. Oh my God, the placement on that ball, fucking amazing. This guy is something. Why'd you drop that? Why'd you drop that fucking play, nigga? Hell
Yeah, let's
Good
go.
job, team. Hey, coach, that was good. That was good play, coach. That was good play, coach.
Yeah, because that's 12 down. Man.
Let's go.
Let's go!
Yeah. Hey, let me holler at you. You caught that ball like you Randy Moss out there.
That shit was crazy.
That shit was crazy. You threw a tight end though, so it was like Gronkowski type shit.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Why the fuck you didn't do that shit with Dylan, nigga?
He never threw the ball to me, coach.
Yes, he did. He threw the ball.
But they weren't good passes. Don't cut
Don't say that shit again, nigga. Take the helmet off.
Now, this is real talk. Somebody asked me yesterday, what happened to Luke Floria? Y'all remember Luke Floria was supposed to be activated. It never happened. It never happened. And why did it never happen? Because Luke Floria was another go-to like Harold Fannin Jr. for Shedeur. Remember he got injured in camp and they waived him. I was like, wait a minute. They say he had a grade 3 hamstring tear, that it was really bad. And if they had room for him on the practice squad, they would get him. Miraculously, room opened up and they got him. About a week or two ago, about 2 weeks ago, he was supposed to be activated. He never was. I think it was supposed to be him and Bailey Zapp. I don't think Luke Floria ever played. I know Bailey Zapp didn't play, but it never happened. Just like he talking to this guy right here. This skit, and there was so many skits out there. So Haslam was in his feelings to those saying that the team is not dysfunctional. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Social media was rolling with skit after skit after skit. That was spot on about Stefanski abusing Shedeur and fixing and rigging games.
Coach, I don't understand. Are we not trying to win?
I think you racist, nigga. You ain't catch that. You ain't trying to catch like that with Dylan.
No, I'm not racist.
Don't do that again, boy.
What?
Boy.
Yeah.
They even touched on racism.
Small, nigga, like I said. Small you up team. Don't do that shit for 12 no more.
Don't do that for 12 no more. So I guess that was Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, that was Jerry Jeudy. That's exactly who that was. That was Jerry Jeudy. They even touched on racism. Don't do that for 12 no more. Jerry Jeudy. Who else would it be? Who else is out here not supposed to be catching passes from 12 no more? You think that's Harold Fannin Jr.? No. Jerry Jeudy. Don't do that for 12 no more. Spot on. This is the kind of thing that Haslam should have been embarrassed by instead of being in his feelings about people saying the team is dysfunctional. All these content creators didn't know each other, and they made the same content.
All right, y'all. One more play. Sit this one out, Shedeur. Sit this one out. We'll run a trick play.
That's the little Wildcats, the little raggedy Wildcats.
Play never worked in my life, but we're gonna run it this time. Move, nigga. Y'all come on.
It ain't never worked a day in my life, but it's gonna work tonight. And it still did work.
All right.
Handoff, okay. Freestyle. Try to get in that end zone.
Handoff, freestyle. He don't even know what to do. Just get Shedeur out the way. That's all he had to do.
Go.
What's that?
Go, nigga. Go. God damn.
It wasn't funny at the time, but it's funny as hell.
Don't listen to me. All glory to God, bro.
And basically, what this skit is saying is that there was racism involved, that Stefanski knew that Shedeur was a godly person and still tried to destroy him, with Stefanski being devil number 1, Jerry Jeudy number 2. Telling players, don't do that for 12 no more. Telling players to drop passes by saying, don't be Superman, but making sure you don't repeat that I told you to drop passes because I didn't say that. Right? In other words, covering yourself. So it was, that skit hit a million, and it didn't take long to get there. So it was things like that. If that's what was happening on social media, you should only be able to imagine what was happening in Cleveland, in the business community. Fans not wanting to buy tickets. That's why they stayed away from games. That's why the games were sparsely attended. Yeah. And it shows you that everybody knew Shedeur was a godly young man, including Stefanski, but he didn't give a damn. Yeah, karma will not be kind to him at all. It said, Archman, he's not good yet. Maybe next year. It said, good evening. How you doing? It said, trade him. Let them break in a rookie. Then you have to wait another year. They're going to get a rookie in 2027. They're going to get a veteran. That's what I think Andrew Berry said. He said something about they're going to look at internally quarterbacks. That must be Dylan. And they're going to look at, I think he said veterans internally in the draft. So he said they're going to look at everything for the draft because the quarterback position isn't solidified and they're looking for a leader. And Shedeur was pushing back on that leadership label. And I'm wondering if Shedeur and Barry had a conversation about Shedeur being traded because Barry knows that Haslam wants the Manning kid. So and I said this. I said, I don't give a damn if you want the Manning kid. I didn't give a damn if you wanted Jackson Dart. What you don't get to do is say Shedeur isn't good. You don't get to disparage Shedeur. You don't get to pick his pockets for $44 million because you want a white quarterback, a Manning kid, the Manning kid, Jackson Dart, or your mama to come out here. You don't get to hurt Shedeur because you want somebody else. You take that risk on your own. That's what I don't like about it. You don't abuse Shedeur because you want a white quarterback or the Manning kid or Jackson Dart. I don't give a shit. You sit Shedeur down like Andrew Berry hopefully has done and say, let me talk to you. They want to get the Manning kid. That's why they didn't want to get you at number 2. And I'm sorry that it happened to you. And I'm sorry for my part in it. But I'm going to get you out of here. That's exactly what I think he told him. And I still think that's why Shedeur is pushing back on the leadership label. Because I think Shedeur knows what Andrew Berry said on day 3 of the draft. The alternative use for the selection, Shedeur will outproduce his draft stock. Think about it. It was Andrew Berry made that possible by trading Flacco. If Flacco was still there, Shedeur wouldn't have got out there but for 2 games. So Flacco had to be moved out the way. So Shedeur could play, get his draft stock up, let other teams see him. So when Andrew Berry called during the draft or before the draft, he'll be traded. And I'm still thinking it might be Miami. I don't know. I just somehow feel like that. And Tyreek Hill talking about coming back. If Tyreek Hill hears Shedeur coming to Miami, I'm pretty sure he's coming back. And that could be a conversation because Tariq Hill said he was going to have some conversations with people in Miami in the front office. Now, they moved Chris Grier out the way, and I felt like that was so he don't make the trade with Andrew Berry for Shedeur because of all the activity that was happening in Cleveland. And another team had already shown interest, but this was 2 black GMs, and one of them got fired. I think the same thing in Atlanta, so they don't draft nobody else that's a black quarterback, because I'm pretty sure if you have eyes, you can see that they're going to use that injury to steal Michael Penix Jr.'s QB1 job, like they did Tyrod Taylor, like they did Anthony Richardson. Mac Jones might show up there because he's going to show up somewhere. That's what it is. And I'm hoping and praying Andrew Berry did the right thing this time by giving Shedeur a heads up, and it's best that we trade you so you can go play football. What y'all think? Because that's what I think needs to happen. That is the only reason I will not bark back at his comments about Shedeur developing and the quarterback position isn't solidified. I don't like that. That is more of the same. I need to know what the strategy is in order to shut up. Or he got to go too, damn it. Raheem Morris, the GM, equals cleaning house. Yep. It said Harbaugh need to be fired next. Right. Why he ain't fired? Why is it Ty Bowles explaining? Why is it Raheem gone? Why is it only 2 black GMs being fired? What the hell is happening here? It's almost like in plain sight, they get rid of the black people and they like, to hell with y'all think. You know your fans black, right? You know 130 million people watch Kendrick Lamar. Who you think that was? You really want to go there? That's like sending Stefanski down there with Cam. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do that. And he ain't built for Atlanta. This ain't Cleveland. People in Atlanta, they take their football seriously. This ain't New Orleans either. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Because, you think New Orleans will be like Atlanta. No. That's why I live here and not there. It's that give it to. That's why I live here and not there. That's why a lot of people in New Orleans live here in Atlanta and not there. Absolutely. It said if Stefanski wins them over at the interview, do the math, chat, do the math. What you mean, Ramon? Oh, that he gonna get the job? Long as it's in New York. And he can't destroy no other black quarterback. If he want to go toe-to-toe with Jackson Dart, that's like Sean Payton going toe-to-toe with Bo Nix. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Because that's the quarterback. And he mouthy. So, he already told him, I'm going to play football the way I've been playing football. He don't give a damn. He didn't give a damn when he was going through the toll booths and not paying. So he don't care what they think. He already told them he don't care what they think. So let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Cam Ward is outspoken and not going to let Stefanski get his way. Right, Tamika? That's facts. That's facts. That's facts on facts right there. That's why I'm like, yeah, no, that ain't going to work. Ironhead Haywood. Yes, that's the guy with the 2 sons that play for the same team. See, they respect DNA. They respect DNA when they want to. Again, I don't see them on no TV commercials, and they don't have no endorsements from NASCAR and Underdog and all of that, right? They could, but the Sanders do. Shiloh, be free. Do something. I agree. Shiloh, do something else. It says Shiloh is a college graduate of many talents. Did Shedeur graduate? Does anybody know? I think Shedeur graduated too, didn't he? Hey, sis, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing, Bridget? Welcome back. I saw this full video. Yeah, that was funny. I got you, bro. That's what he said. Andrew Barrett. I know he said something like that. I know he said something. I thought it was, I'm going to get you out of here. I still think it's, I'm going to get you out of here. I think so. I think it's, I'm going to get you out of here. Ain't nobody talking about Dylan, though. I ain't never seen him hug Dylan like this. Y'all seen Andrew Barrett talk to Dylan at all? Hello? I can't tell y'all I've ever seen it. I can't tell y'all I ever seen it. I'm racking my brain. It's not working because it ain't much thought and recollection to go through of Andrew Berry and Dylan. I've never seen that. Let me know if you've seen it. Let me know if maybe you've seen it and I didn't see it. I didn't see everything. I didn't see everything, but I damn sure didn't see that. I damn sure didn't see that. And one thing about it, Andrew Berry, when he went over to Shedeur in that preseason game, see, they was blaming Andrew Berry for bringing in Shedeur when they know that that's not the case, right? So Andrew Berry felt vindicated. And now I feel like with this game with Vegas, of all cities, Vegas, because Vegas was supposed to get Shedeur. I felt like Andrew Berry was celebrating that he made a good choice to move Flacco out so Shedeur could play. And that with that game, that Shedeur improved his draft stock. He did a good job, right? Because remember, in the Ravens game, it was tough on him, right? So I think that was Andrew coming back to Shedeur once again, feeling like Shedeur did a good job. And next steps, I got you. Just hang on. Now, when Shedeur went to get that headset, I deleted the picture, but when Shedeur went to get that headset, and Stefanski was looking at him like he looked at Shedeur like, what the hell are you doing? But then he looked at the guy whose headset it was that gave the headset to Shedeur, because the guy didn't have to give it to Shedeur. And Stefanski looked at the guy and smirked, right? And then he looked back at Shedeur. Shedeur had no hesitation on pointing out the route, and you could see that that was the play for Isaiah Bond. When Shedeur did that, I believe he knew what was going to happen. I think he knew. I'm going to tell you, I think somebody else knew, but I ain't going to tell you who it is, but I bet you could guess. Have y'all seen Bucky's video? Have y'all seen Bucky's video from the game? Because he was there. We just, for whatever reason, didn't see him. Go back and look at it. The very beginning. And if you saw it, you already know what I'm talking about. Go look at it. When they first arrived, the team, go check it out. Karma came back for Kevin. Yep, it did. It said, pack your stuff and let's go. All right, get the hell out. It said that was Myles Garrett's dad with the high power lens. Yeah, I was hoping, I was like, well, maybe they should invite him to come and film. You know how they starting to get people to do it? They were talking about how it's one of his hobbies. And to be honest with you, now the only reason I would hate for Shedeur not to be there is because I know with Myles Garrett leading that team and Shedeur Sanders leading the defense along with Denzel Ward and Shedeur Sanders leading the offense, and it should have been Jerry Jeudy, but a different wide receiver one leading the offense, and somebody got the O-line together, oh, they will be a force to be reckoned with. They will be a force to be reckoned with. But see, I already know Stefanski was trying to hype up Carson Schwarzenegger. He celebrated Myles Garrett, but he still was trying to catapult Carson Schwarzenegger, but not Harold Fanning Jr. So I said wide receiver one, but technically Harold Fanning Jr. is wide receiver one, but he a tight end. So think about it. You got Shedeur on offense with Harold Fanning Jr. You have Myles Garrett with Denzel Ward. Everybody doing their thing. And then the O-line is good, right? It's some good people blocking like they blocked. Look at how people protected Aaron Rodgers last night. He got Fort Knox around him. Tyler Shaw got Fort Knox around him. You know who else have Fort Knox around them? Jackson Dart. But Cam Ward don't. Lamar Jackson doesn't. Shedeur Sanders doesn't. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence at all. Just like it's not a coincidence of the 16 black starting quarterbacks. The white QBs only have 4 people on the roster behind them if they're injured. But the black quarterbacks had people behind them breathing down their necks. Like, okay, you ain't going to be here long. It wasn't like that. I made a list. I still have it. Of the black quarterbacks and how it is that they put people behind them like they did Caleb Williams and paid his D3 backup $10 million. But they don't do that to the white quarterbacks. They don't make them feel no pressure with the quarterbacks behind them. They don't do that. But that's what they did to Anthony Richardson. I'm assuming that's what they're going to try to do to Lamar, but I don't think Cooper Rush is it. Hell, I think Tyler Huntley that took Cooper Rush's job. I think so. Yeah, I still have the list. I'm over here looking at it. I think I had all 19 quarterbacks represented, and like the Vikings, Riddler is at the 4th. He only has 4 quarterbacks if he's injured. The Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, 4 quarterbacks. The 49ers, 4 quarterbacks only due to injury. Yep. I mean, that's just, it's like they have their ways of letting these black quarterbacks know, even with or without Stefanski, not for long. And Caleb Williams is who they did that to. And look at where they are. So did you pay his backup $10 million for nothing? Or you going to ride Caleb Williams into this championship or whatever they get from it and then discard him? Begin devaluing him after this because I've already paid this guy this much money. That's what was happening in Atlanta. Well, we paid Kirk Cousins all this money, so we got to play him. That don't mean a damn thing. But then Raheem Morris gets fired because the owner can't be fired. Same thing in Cleveland. Oh, well, we probably going to wait another 3 years. Okay, so you just going to lose for 3 years till the Manning kid come out. Oh, okay. Well, let me see what happens with that. And that's just how it goes. And the way they offset that in Atlanta is donate money to HBCUs so you don't say nothing, which is crazy. It said Kevin hit the road, Jack, and don't come back. I know that's right. Bye, Stefanski. It's hot in New York City. It sure is. I wish Kiel was in here because he's a New York Giants fan. Do we have any other New York Giants fans? Ramon, are you a New York Giants fan? King Kingsbury is the Commanders OC. Oh, okay. So they interviewing the Commanders offensive coordinator for the Tennessee job. I wonder what happened to the Denver Broncos defensive coordinator. Interesting. I guess we'll see. It said to the left, everything you own never gets old, never gets old, never gets old, Julian. It said 12 was the best QB in Cleveland, hands down. Hands down. And the fans know it. Definitely not Mendoza kid either. Yeah, he not like that. He not like that. And you know what's funny? People said it. They said, oh, he just a eugenics pick. I was like, what? That's what they said. I was like, they told me he just 6'5". I was like, wow. So they say the Ravens probably going to get him. I said, well, good. Ashton Jesse going to have him a good year. He might get the MVP. NFL cheated Shedeur Sanders out of $40 million. But God, yep, that's facts. That's facts. He going to get his money. Some kind of way they're going to run him that money. 12 did his work without the first team reps. Right. So if he did the work without first team reps, how is it that you can say he got better? He was good when he played in the Panthers game. People like, damn, Shedeur Sanders out here making surgical NFL throws. Remember that? And Stefanski set him up in that game. Stefanski called a 4th and 1, so a 3rd and 1, so Shedeur can throw the ball instead of giving it to the running back to get 1 yard, assuming he would have got sacked. Because that's what happened after that. He got sacked. That's crazy. And you know what? People still like watching that Panthers game. People still watch that Panthers game. They sure do. Pandora's box is wide open. Yep. They say the fans will boo just like they did Dylan. The fans and Haslam grandkids want Shedeur. Haslam said his grandkids was at the game. I was like, did y'all see them kids? That kid was Haslam? I was like, that's interesting. It said if they go from Shedeur to Dylan, it will be a disgrace. They ain't gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna do that. I really don't. I think that's why they ain't even bring him. I think they're gonna try to sneak him out of town. I think we just gonna wake up and he gonna be somewhere else. Maybe he gonna be with Stefanski. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. That's gonna be crazy. If he go to New York, Jackson Dart up there, Jameis Winston up there, and they bring Dylan up there. It could happen. Just ask Matt Ryan what he wants. Who is Matt Ryan, the quarterback from the Falcons? It said they were coming after the Steelers' black head coach. Right. Did y'all see Mike Tomlin last night? Mike Tomlin after the game was like this. Because they had plans for him. They already had plans for Mike Tomlin. They got plans for Todd Bowles. They got plans for Mike Tomlin. They ain't have no plans for Stefanski, but they already had plans for Raheem Morris and his black GM. They just firing the black people. And I guess they don't care what nobody thinks. That's why you got to get you 20 million fans, like 12 got. The Raiders. Yeah, I think he going to the Raiders. The what's the kid name? What's his name? Mendoza? I think that's where he going. It says Stefanski, it said that black cloud over your head is not small. No, it's not. And it's not going nowhere. Hey, Jerm, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, I'm getting ready to wrap this up. I'm going to finish reading the comments, and we're going to get out of here till tomorrow. It said Ravens fans are paying for Harbaugh to be fired and looking to strike if he isn't. They are tired of Harbaugh coaching horribly, and Lamar gets blamed for it. You know what? I don't understand why we don't hear about Harbaugh being fired. Ravens coach, let's see. Let's see if there's anything about him being fired. As of January 2026, John Harbaugh's future as Baltimore Ravens coach is uncertain, with rumors swirling after their elimination, but he has not officially been fired. It said, though reports suggest potential coordinator changes and speculation about his departure are high. What the coordinator they talking about? The offensive coordinator? Despite fan calls and a disappointing end to a promising season, Harbaugh expressed the desire to return. Talk about entitled. While some sources indicate the team, hold on one second. Hold on, I'm going to let y'all see what I'm reading instead of just reading it. Hold on one second. Like you say, it's good if you can see it. This is what I'm reading, guys. All right, right here about Harbaugh. Despite fan calls and a disappointing end to a promising season, Harbaugh explained desire to return, while some sources indicate the team might make changes to coaching leadership after the season's end. Why does he get all of the time, like Stefanski, when they have failed over and over and over? Because I believe that they have succeeded at something else. They were trying to keep Shedeur away from QB1 and from being successful while he was out there. With the weird injuries by Lamar's own O-lineman on his own body, his ankle for sure. Number 77 was pointed out. They were trying to eliminate Lamar's impact from getting to the playoffs, from getting first place so he could come out in the playoff race. I said, I want to watch that game to see who they're going to screw over. I said, if Lamar and them won, they was going to stop him on the next run and use it to fire Tomlin. But clearly it was more important to stop Lamar last night. And I guess Tomlin, he still got a contract. So what's the point of that, right? He would have still been there. But look at how they had him injured this year. And every time he came back from injury, he won 5 games straight. Lamar is unstoppable. He himself is unstoppable. The Ravens chose to lose just like Stefanski did with the Browns. It's the same script. It's the same script. And it's shameful on what they're doing to their human bodies and their careers. They treat them like they're not human. Get them hurt like it's nothing. The playoff picture currently, let's see where we are right now. Lamar and them are out, I think, right? Not Tennessee, but Carolina. I think Carolina made it in. So I said I was going to watch Jimmy Horn Jr. The Steelers, I know, are going to play. The Steelers are going to play the Texans. I know I'm going to watch that game. Okay, so Broncos are first on what the NFC. No, the AFC. The Broncos are first. The NFC is the Seahawks. Then number 2 is the Patriots in the AFC, the Bears in the NFC, the Jaguars 3, AFC, and Eagles 3 in the NFC. Is that right? The NFC? Yeah. And the Steelers are 4. The Steelers are 4 in the AFC, and the Panthers are 4 in the NFC. The Texans are 5. In the AFC, and in the NFC, it's the Rams, Matt Stafford and the Rams.
Then it's the Bills. The Bills versus number 6 in the NFC is the 49ers. And then it's the Chargers. I thought the Chargers got eliminated. And the Packers. That's gonna be interesting. Okay, so that's what it is. And where we are with black quarterbacks, only in the AFC, it's the only black quarterback is CJ Stroud. And the only black head coach is Mike Tomlin. Yep. And then over here in the NFC, excuse me, is Caleb is a black quarterback, Jalen Hurts for the Eagles, Bryce Young for the Panthers. That's why they didn't want them to get in. That's 3. And Jordan Love or Malik Willis. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 black quarterbacks in the NFC. Yep. There you go, guys. So, yeah, I think I understand all of the hoopla about. I think I know why Jordan Love got injured, so they don't make it, and they still in there. But is he back? Do y'all know if Jordan Love came back yet? Because he was out. When I tell you they popped him, they popped Bryce Young the same way, but he didn't get hurt. He done been hit so many times. I guess his body's immune to it now. Yep. Think about it. Bryce Young was sacked, 65 times his rookie year? Like Caleb and Justin Fields and Cam. Yep. They immune to it. I guess that's DNA. That's what it does. It changes over time. It adapts. So when I saw them hit Bryce Young, I'm like, y'all did not have to hit him like that. But that's why. They trying to get him out of there. They try to get Jordan Love out of there because it's 4 black quarterbacks out of the 7 in the NFC. All right. Well, that we don't have to stay tuned with that. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get myself out of here. 247 of us. If you're just not joining us, you get to tell me in the comments before we get out of here. What is it that Andrew Berry said to Shedeur Sanders with no audio in this clip? All right, it said, let's go chat. Appreciate Nola. Thank you so much. It said Haslam did mention he listened to the fans. So I know he be in these chats. He's about, and the team is not dysfunctional. I'm like, yes, it is. Yeah, it's corrupt too. It's toxic. It's dysfunctional. It's corrupt. It's not good. It's not good. He need to hire me as a consultant. Not that I want to do that at all. He need to hire me as a consultant so I can help him clean it up. But I think that's Andrew Berry's job. And then as soon as he clean it up, they gonna make it raggedy again and fire him first. It said, how is the coach? Pete Carroll, I think he gonna be gone. I think he might be on the way out. It's funny how the white coaches, they mulling over and considering. They're inclined. Raheem Morris just got straight up fired and they won. I'm like, how they fired and he won? Y'all know the Atlanta Falcons were tied for first place and they fired them. The irony is Kirk Cousins was playing. That's the irony of the whole situation. Because Michael Penix Jr. got injured. So that's the irony of the whole situation. It said, whenever Kevin goes, he need to request Judy. I agree. Mendoza is not him at all. And they might rig this game against Dante Moore. They want Dante Moore to come out after Mendoza, despite Dante Moore having more upside. Again, the racism has already started, and they in college. Isn't that the craziest thing? I'm like, damn, you discriminated against Jalen Milroe when he was in the SEC, so Jackson Dart could come out in front of him. You discriminated against Shedeur, so Dylan could come out in front of him in on the Heisman race and in the damn draft. That's what all of that was about. Now you're doing it to Dante Moore. Dante Moore better go back to school. Just get one more year. Give this shit one more year to shake out. Or just be prepared. Just be prepared. Because it ain't as easy to deal with as you think. Because Shedeur is a godly young man. And hell is waiting on Stefanski. It's like, come on. You got to come my way anyway. Come on. Because, bruh, a lot of people say they don't know how Shedeur did that. I don't either. God. You know that song Never Would Have Made It? That Shedeur could put that on the loop. I'm like, because he could have put that on the loop, bruh. Because people were like, I don't know how he does that. Everybody else, every one of us would have jumped Stefanski. I'm not saying Shedeur is wrong. That's his job. We shouldn't do that at work. But it would have been hard not to.
I know. I know I could have done it. I ain't great. I know. I'm like, you know what? Screw that. Bump that. I'm like, because there's times we're like, how far is Cleveland from Atlanta? I could drive there. Like, all praise to Shedeur Sanders, bro. Because people twice his age could not have done that. And that was God helping him. Right. But he talks about how, he need more than family. But Shedeur, I'm going to tell you right now, you stay close to family. Because this is the time you were supposed to be learning who's not for you. So be careful of all the people coming now that you survive that storm. Because it might be another sooner than you think. Be careful out there. Because see, everybody, I knew he was going to make it. Shut up. Did you campaign for him? Did you hold the Browns accountable? No, you was just over there saying he going to be all right. No, don't do that. We were worried about him and should have been. Because he didn't look good on that last game. When he was at that podium, he looked shook. And that's unlike him. But I saw the video that Bucky put out when he walked off the field and he was smiling. And he was like, it's good to end on the win. Stuff like that. So I felt better once I saw that. But at the podium, he didn't look he didn't look okay. Right? Like he was coming down with something. Right? So, and I don't know what happened between walking off the field and coming to the podium. I don't know. It's like something happened. I don't know if we'll ever find out, but I wish him the best. But I'm happy to see Shedeur pop up in Miami with Shiloh, so they can have some fun together. He deserves that, right? And he deserves to live his life out loud, however he wants to, with no criticism. No criticism. All right, y'all, we're going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all for hanging out tonight. We made it to 243 people. Yay! We're almost to 7,000. If you're new with us, please hit the like button. Everybody else and everybody included, hype me up. Hit the hype button. That's a YouTube thing. If you see the word hype under the video, hit the hype button and subscribe to the channel. On the road to 7,000. Hopefully we can get there before the end of January. All right. So it's got a lot of weeks and days left in January. So yeah, hopefully we can get there. And I thank you all for giving me my flowers. I'm hoarse. I've been on this so much. I'm hoarse now. So I have to go rest, and make sure I can come back 100%. But I am glad Stefanski's fired. But I also know we need to get some rest for the next battle, right? And we ain't gonna worry about what that is at the moment. We just know. Keep your eyes peeled. All right, y'all have a good night. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. I'll see y'all tomorrow, somewhere during the day, and let y'all know the latest that I know. I've been saving a whole lot of clips to talk about, so I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports, everybody. And if you see my shorts and reels, please show them some love and some comments.